Hey, seventh grade, what's up? Look, I'm spreading some desks out. Took them out of the pile. Trying to make it look more like a classroom in here. All right, here is our problem of the day. Give it a try. Do your best. See what you come up with. It's a longer problem, but I still want you to write down everything you see in your notebook. All right, I'm guessing you hit pause and you wrote everything down that you see and you tried the problem of the day. It says Flynn took a survey and found 28 seventh graders own a pet out of 40. What percent own a pet and what percent do not own a pet? All right, so we're going to find what percent own a pet first, okay? And because that's what the information we have. They own a pet, right? So this is 28 out of 40. Well, there's our first fraction, right? 28 out of 40. This is the part, this is the whole. So remember we said is over of 1% over 100. Well, this is also the part, and this is the whole amount. So it says, right here it says of 40, right? So that goes in the bottom. That's the whole class, right? The 40. Then the 28 is part of the class that own a pet. And we want to change this to a percent. So anytime we want to change something to a percent, we force it to be over 100, right? So we're taking this fraction and saying, nope, we don't want you out of 40, we want you out of 100. And cross multiply, 40x equals 2800. Divide by 40. And we get 70% own a pet. Well, if 70% own a pet, what percent do not own a pet? Well, all you have to do is there's 100% total, right? So do 100 minus 70. We have to make these add up to 100. So 70 plus what is 100, right? That's going to be 30%. 100 minus 70 is 30. 70 plus 30 is 100. Either way, got to make it add to 100%. Okay? So 70% own a pet. 30% have no pets. They don't want to pick up dog poop. Okay, moving on. New notes today. All right, percent of change. So this is how many percent a number goes up or how many percent a number goes down. And they use two words. They use decrease. Let's write this down. Decrease means to go down. The numbers go down, they get less, right? Less. Or increase. Something is increasing, it is going up. Or we're becoming more, right? All right. So this is done the same way as other things we do, pretty much. All right, so here's our new setup. So it's still out of 100. We still have a percent out of 100. And then this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be how much it changes over the original number. Okay? So we'll talk about what they mean by that in just a second. But write this down. This is what you're going to use for today's problems. How much it changes over the original and percent over 100. All right, so we'll say maybe you made $40 last week and it increased to $72, right? $40 increase to $72. And they want to know what the percent of change is. Okay, so he made $40 originally and then increased to 72. Now here's where it's a little bit tricky. We don't just put the numbers in this time. So we're still making our proportion. We still have our 100. Well, here's the one we can fill in. $40 is our original amount. That can go down here. We don't know the percent. That's what we're trying to find. Now, how much it changes? How much did it change from here to here? All you do is subtract those two numbers to get your change, how much it changed. 72 minus 40. Well, it changed $32. It went up 32. Okay? So that's what I'm putting here. 32 over 40 was x over 100. Okay? And then we solve it. We cross multiply just like before. 40x equals 3200. Divide by 40. And this changed 80%. Now, we can't just write 80%. We have to write 80% increase, because we're saying it went up 80%. So what this is saying is this person made 80% more this week than they made last week. All right, so it's a little bit tricky because we don't just put the numbers in. You put the original number in, but your top number here is subtracted, okay? So changes, this is subtract the two numbers, okay? Let's look at another one. We'll do a decrease one. And we'll have you try some of these, okay? We'll probably practice these for 2 days because they're a little bit tricky. All right, so remember, these are called percent of change problems. Percent of change. All right, so we'll say Mr. Habercorn ran 7 miles last week, and it decreased this week because they get lazy, and he only ran 4 miles this week. So it decreased from 7 miles to 4 miles, all right? So we're going to set up our proportion. We know our 100 goes on the bottom. We're trying to find the percent change, right? We don't know the percent. What's the original amount Mr. Habercorn ran? He originally ran 7 miles. And then how much did it change from this one to this one? Well, we have to subtract those, right? How much did it change? 7 minus 4 is 3, right? It went down 3. 7 minus 4 is change 3, okay? So that goes here, how much it changes. Cross multiply and solve it. 7x equals 300. Divide by 7. I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator, because I'm lazy. 42.8 about. So it's a 42.8% decrease, right? Means it went down. So Mr. Habercorn was 42.8% lazier the second week than the first week. All right, so that's percent of change and how it works. Change over the original, x over 100. Now don't forget, that's different than your regular percent problems, which are is over of percent over 100 or part over whole, right? So this is a lot to remember, so this is why we take notes. So I'm hoping you wrote everything down you see up here. It's going to help you out later if you write this stuff down. It makes your life easier. That's all I got today, 7th grade. Have a good day.